Hey everybody, it is JPT here with a game called Rimworld. That's right, you may have heard about this game before. It is a alpha. This is version 8 of the alpha. It's pretty recent, and it's basically a managing game. It has a visual flair. If you've ever seen sort of Prison Architect, it kind of looks a little bit like that, just a little bit. And essentially what we're dealing with here is we have 3 survivors from a crashed space liner building a colony on a frontier world at the rim of the galaxy. Rimworldgame.com is where you can get more details. I believe the website is the only place where you can buy the game at the moment. And if you are wanting to get your hands on it, that's, as far as I know, the way to do it. Steam might be coming around, but based on your donations, I was able to pick this up, actually. So thank you for your stream donations and just your donations overall. I earned enough money to essentially only have to pay a few of my own dollars to play this. And this is kind of something that has caught my eye. I've played just a little bit of it. I tried recording a little bit earlier, and it was like, you weren't going to learn anything because I was like asking so many questions. But essentially, we have our 3 pods here. We also have something called, let me double check to see what it's called, the Adaptive Tutor. Essentially, it will teach you what you need to know based on your experience and how well you're doing. So I actually reset this before I started this actual playthrough because it'll come up with these things on the bottom of the screen here. And you'll learn a little bit more about the game, hopefully just through my playthrough. And of course, I'll learn a little bit more about it as well because I barely played this. I think I might have played an hour at the most, just trying to get my hands and my mind wrapped around this a little bit. So I know like this is a steam geyser. That's pretty cool. We have these abandoned buildings. These are our 3 people, which you'll see here in a second. Here it says colonists will not interact with items marked forbidden. So essentially we have like silver here, but if we were to hit F or just click on this, it would make it so that they would just go and pick it up at their leisure. And it'll just depend on our characters what's going to happen. So I'll go ahead and close that. We'll get more of those, trust me, as it goes on. Also little tips will come up over here like, hey, you're not doing this yet, and you need to be doing this because something bad's going to happen if you don't. This is all based on a storyteller thing that's built into the game. It's a story generator, and so essentially we've got our weird characters here. Let me go ahead and unpause it. Oh my gosh, that's healthy. JPT, you're kind of a big boy. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's strange. Health, are you okay? Man, no injuries. That's good. Oh man, that's weird. But his backstory, he was a shelter child. Beneath a toxic world, he received a comprehensive education but had no opportunity to do physical labor. Well, clearly. But then he became a deep space miner, so he got to do all the grimy work of pulling metal out of asteroids on a deep space rig, used his hands. Ooh, that's cool. But he is trigger happy, which means he'll just shoot guns because they are awesome. But you get to generate characters based on... we can rename them too, which is fun from here if we had to. So naming them isn't necessarily the end of the world. But it's got this really cool built-in thing when you're starting your colony. You can have females that are random, and you can also have males that are random, and it tells you like all about them. So if you go to Chloe here, they are, instead of using a nickname, which would be your middle name, they just use the last name. So we know she's a human colonist. She was a medieval slave. Grew up pulling carts and digging holes on a medieval world, because essentially characters will span from like medieval to like super into the future. But Chloe became a teacher, and so got some good social activity here. Is a good farmer probably, also a careful shooter, so the aiming time is going to be a little bit increased as you see there. But she's also neurotic, so she likes to have things squared away, which I kind of like because that means they may actually clean. Sometimes your skills will not be, they'll be disabled. I don't think anybody has that, yeah, so we're good. So, and nobody's not really incapable of anything. That's really where your characters become really strange. I actually The last playthrough I had this girl that absolutely refused to do any physical labor whatsoever. So all honestly she was good for was shooting people or animals and stuff. So essentially I had to make her into what they call the military draft down here. And so she just basically guarded our compound. One thing I will recommend, just like with Prison Architect, I bought graph paper for, gosh, I bought it for a survival Minecraft series that I was working on. But a game like this, yeah, I'm going to be using graph paper. So I'm actually recording this before the holidays, but I will probably record maybe 2 or 3 episodes before, maybe 4, before I go on holiday. And I will most likely start mapping stuff out for a brand new world on that graph paper because I like it. I like doing weird things like that. Okay, so it says to grow food, place growing zones using the architect menu. They can only be placed on fertile ground. Well, one thing I do know that we're going to need is a nutrient paste dispenser. Okay, so we know it'll fit in this building here. So I'm thinking it might be a good idea to set up a solar generator kind of like on this side of the building, although it needs a battery to work really well because you can use kind of buildings like this. So we don't actually have to stay here. We could easily move over here and maybe stay closer to this side of the map. There are some things on the ground though. So like we've got this pistol here, which will come in handy. Who's a really good shooter? I can't quite, although wait, that's a knife. Okay. Who's a really good... So he's a really good miner, so we'll want him to do a lot of the physical labor. He's got a pretty... Oh, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have good shooting, but she does, and he has pretty good, but, like, she really likes it. Like, she's really interested, and she learns really fast with that. So as a matter of fact, what we'll do here is we'll have her equip that pistol. So you can actually right-click on that stuff. You don't actually need to, like, click on it and hit F. You could select somebody and then select something else. They can't pick up stuff if it's not forbidden like this. But one of the things that I know we'll need to get first is a lot of this steel, because a lot of buildings take that. But let's zoom out and look at our world a little bit. I'd like to repurpose one of these buildings, especially early on. Maybe for some early beds. I like this. I like this a lot. Although... I don't know what happens. I didn't try this, but if we click me, we could open this up. Although it does warn that it contains unknown. So we may not want to open this up right away, but this might actually not be a bad place for a starting colony. It's got a good water source over here. It is close to the edge of the map, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So maybe what we'll want to do... As I know we need to set up a zone that is our home region, even though they're telling us to do growing. If we do this, then the blue means it's our home region, which shows here colonists will repair buildings, clean floors, and extinguish fires only in the home region. So that's what this is over here. And we could set up a growing zone outside of that. So like if we wanted to grow stuff here... I'm making sure that this is an odd number. For some reason, I like odd numbers. And you can expand on it if you need to as well. So, you know, we could set up a door here and doors and stuff like this. Although this is a granite wall. I don't know if we're going to have those right away. So you can build structures by, you know, doing silver, steel, or wood. You can also have conduit walls, which are pretty cool. So this, we may need to patch in a little bit. But we don't have any wood stored. So that means we actually need an area where we store stuff. So for now, we have a stockpile and a dumping stockpile. This is where they'll store junk, but this is where they'll actually store resources that you want. And you can tell it to have certain resources or, you know, not have certain resources. I'd say, even though that's not... You know what, we may have a double door... I wonder if... Can we mine this, get that, and then patch it there, and then kind of just put doors in wherever we want? That might work. Let's see. Orders. Can we... Okay. Impassable, mineable rocks. Can we deconstruct it? No. So I'm not sure how to get rid of that stuff, but you know what? We'll just keep our stuff here for now. And what we'll do at that point is when I tell people to pick stuff up, they'll bring it here. Although, you can click on this little storage button and say, okay, so it's going to allow like everything, including rotten food. I don't know if we want to necessarily do that, so we could undo it, and I'm assuming they'll take stuff out, but for now, we'll leave it turned on. Corpses, they'll allow buried corpses, I guess, in a storage area, which is a little weird. I don't know if they put people in coffins, maybe that's what they mean. But chunks, like you'll get like stone chunks like this. This will not accept stuff like that unless you turn it on. If you're ever not sure what to do, check the alerts on the right side of the screen. We do not have any alerts yet because, well, I really haven't told it to play the game yet. So you haven't even seen a single second of this game, which is really fun. So priority is normal right now, but we'll just say preferred because then that way they'll bring stuff here. Now, don't take what I'm saying as gospel. I may be very uninformed, we'll just say, about certain things. But we have things here like packaged survival meat, which sounds tasty. So we'll turn that on. Also, medicine is a good thing. I think I'll have myself pick up the knife. You never know, it might come at you. So we'll definitely want to focus on picking up this steel first, as well as all the medical supplies. I wouldn't say no to the wood either, because we'll likely have to build a lot of wood structures. Doorman is saying something here. So it sounds like I'm saying doorman, and I know I'm probably going to do that a lot, but it's doorman. You got little squirrels here that you can shoot and eat and all that other stuff. We'll go ahead and close that. I don't know if we'll need silver right away, so I'm just going to leave it where it is because they'll pick all this stuff up. Make sure there's no other steel around here. I don't know if steel just kind of automatically pops up on the map or if what is on the map is what you get and it just stays that way. So it's really critical, at least in my early opinion, to find all the steel you can and get it, because pretty much everything you're going to need to build right away is going to be based on steel. So like this is slate. I thought I saw, yeah, I saw some over here. So we'll go ahead and turn that stuff off. You'll have other colonists come by. You'll have raiders come and steal all your stuff, or at least try to like get up in your business. That's never, good, but it is fun. I'll say that. You can take them prisoner. I did that one time. That was really entertaining. Let's see, when are we starting? We're starting in May, so that's not too terrible. I'm in a forest, and so things won't get too crazy, I don't hope. The last world I was using, it was raining a lot. It was really annoying because I couldn't use solar power. So I kind of chose a region that didn't rain as much as the last map that I was on. So let's let them play this out a little bit. And so as you can see here, they're picking up all these resources, and then they're going to take them over here. So now it says, hey, you need to build a room. It's composed with separate wall pieces with a door. Use the architect menu. We're not probably going to do that right away because we have this stuff here, although we could maybe set up bedrooms. And so they need beds as well. And then your hunter likes a weapon. So if you click on that, hey, Tippy doesn't have a weapon. So maybe we'll just drop that, and then instead of me carrying it, he carries it. And so now that goes away. So now he has a knife. And we do have clothes on, although I think in the last world that I was playing, they didn't have clothes on. And especially my female did not appreciate that. Although, we are kind of still naked, so I know the mood goes down when they don't have clothes on. So let's see. Okay, so like she doesn't have pants on. So maybe somebody like this guy doesn't necessarily care. So maybe we drop the pants, and then since she's feeling humiliated, we'll have her wear those pants. Now, I don't know about myself. Let's check in with me, because it's important. I think I'm No, I'm just trigger happy. I had somebody else that I had chosen earlier that was like really optimistic. Let's see. So we are talking with people, and we have some good optimism. So we're going up. So we're feeling pretty good about things. So let's see her thoughts go up when she grabs those pants. We'll see if we can get this to go away. I'm naked. It is humiliating. So let's see. Okay, so yeah, you saw that go away. So feeling good about having pants, which who wouldn't? Go ahead and maybe have them pick those up. Oh, so so she's a grower, so she's actually sowing this, and we're going to get rid of trees and all that other stuff, which is pretty cool. What I might do, let's see here. We might mark something somewhere here for some junk. Let's go ahead and do that, because I will end up clearing some of these rocks and stuff like that. So, zone, dumping stockpile. So we'll set like a strip for a dumping stockpile. Although, let's go ahead and maybe cancel that. Can we deconstruct that? Oh wait, delete zones. That's right. See, I don't know everything. Click and drag, get rid of it. I don't know. I'm really weird about some symmetry. So I don't know. Maybe we'll put it back here. Like, we don't care about dumping stuff back here. So we'll do that. So yeah, taking care of business there. I changed my key bindings to switch between characters to Z and X. I don't remember what the defaults are, but if your WSAD keys are here, it's easier to switch, I think, by just hitting Z. So Tippy's picking that stuff up. I'm kind of walking around and helping out with this as well. It's telling us that we can speed up or slow down. They have time controls. So if we wanted to speed things up a little bit, that's how we would do it. You can click and select things, which is nice. You don't actually have to click on them. You can kind of do one of those things. If somebody's in the area, it'll say, hey, we're good to go. Okay, so we do need to build a room. I wish I knew how to get rid of these walls. Let's see if I can maybe figure that out. Orders. Snow clearing, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I haven't really seen it snow yet. I don't know if we're in a region where it's going to be really important. Let's see. Let's haul these off. So like I want to get rid of these rocks and those rocks. These rocks are, maybe we'll get rid of those as well. And then we'll just bring them back here. Maybe we keep a door over on this side, because you do kind of want to think about people coming into your base and freaking things out. So I think I definitely want a door on, this side. Maybe having doors on each side isn't a terrible idea. So we need to think about, where bedrooms are going to be. The last time I built rooms, the woman that I had, I don't know if I was with two women or not, but one of them freaked out because the rooms were too small. Essentially, it was just a tiny little room. Let's see, structure, wooden wall. So I think the way I had built it was like there was enough room for a bed and then maybe like a nightstand. So we'll definitely want, essentially it was just this. And you know what? I really don't care what they think. Because I'm just going to build like this. It's kind of reminiscent of Prison Architect, I'm not going to lie. That's pretty much how I would build my little jail cells. Furniture, we've got the option to make wood beds. Steel and stuff would just be too expensive. Wood, the resting effectiveness isn't the best, but it helps to just have stuff. So we'll just go ahead and build beds. As soon as those get built, we'll be able to tell them what kind of bed they should be. Now, I don't know who's going to be our big construction. Maybe that's where she's headed. Cool. You can designate where to mine by opening the Architect menu and selecting the Orders tab. Some mineable blocks yield steel, gold plus steel, and other useful materials. So maybe we tell people to mine over here. It just says slate, so I'm assuming that's all we'll get from there. Maybe some other stuff. And so our miner would be me. Wherever I am. There I am. But we're still picking all this stuff up. So we'll let that play out for a little while before we do that. But here we got the walls going up. Man. Speedy Gonzalez. Oh yeah, because we have it set up. Okay, so this is unowned. You can actually have a prisoner bed, which in order to capture somebody, you're going to need a prisoner bed. So we'll probably do that. But I think, honestly, what I'll do is I'll have it kind of out like its own little building. We'll just do it that way. You can also set it as medical. So if someone gets hurt, they go to that medical bed, and it gives them a better chance of surviving, from what I understand. And so we didn't actually have enough wood. So as we can see here, coming all the way out here to pick up this wood. I don't know how much you can actually carry, if that actually, if that changes. Hauling 75 wood, so maybe that's the max. I don't know. So here I am, being all, picking up rocks and stuff like that. So let's see here. Ladies first. We'll set the owner as the teacher here, because yes, you used to be a teacher. We'll make this my bed. Why not? That's my bed. I'll sleep in the middle. And then Tippy. Good old Tippy. Otherwise known as, I think, Lincoln. Yeah, Lincoln Tippy Tipton. That'll be your bed. So they'll go there when they need to sleep, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. And I know it changes, like, if you set it for prisoners. Which it's considering this to be an outdoor bed, I guess, because it's not... Is it because it's not in a roofed area? Remove no roof region. Okay, interesting. So yeah, we have a home region here. Maybe it's because I don't have doors. That's probably why. So let's go ahead and put some doors in as well. Auto doors are really nice, but we don't need fancy doors. Even though it says we don't have enough wood and stuff, you can go ahead and build those. You can set each colonist's work settings in the overview at the bottom right of the screen. They will always do the highest priority work that they can find. So here we can kind of, like I have a really good doctoring skill, so you really, I could technically set these two if they wanted to learn how to do that, which is pretty cool. You really got to figure out your characters in order to figure this stuff out. But I hope this is a really good idea of what this game's about. I mean, we're just scratching the surface. Trust me, I've run into a lot of really interesting scenarios. We're just utilizing this space as something fun. We'll probably open up one of these just to see what it's all about. Want to probably do this early before we get too crazy with the construction here. And we'll probably do that in the next episode. So if you enjoy so far what you're seeing, leave a like. Add any comments, any feedback you have, whether you have questions or maybe you have suggestions for me. I may not see them right away, so just keep that in mind. If you're watching the next episode and you're like, oh, he's not listening to me. Eventually, I will probably get on a path where I can build based on your recommendations or your suggestions. Also, you can see over here, all the stuff that's in here also shows up here, which is really nice. So we can, at a glance, have a decent idea of what we're doing. Mostly used as a commodity currency. That's cool. And we can make attractive decorations, but again, steel is everything from what I can tell. So until next time, this is JPT. Go play your games, and I'll be seeing ya.